on, everyone? It's Evan with Lions, Bulls, and Bears, back for another episode. And today, I want to talk about the state of affairs and what's going on in the economy. This is going to kind of follow up to some things we talked about in some prior videos. Ding dong, the Fed is dead, and how Bitcoin will do in a dollar collapse. As well as do a market update. So let's start with the markets. Dow Jones is at 21,917. The NASDAQ is 7,700. And the S&P is 2,584. Pretty much everything fell off a cliff after my last market update, as I'm sure everyone is aware. I think a lot of people are just focusing on the health aspect of this crisis. They're missing the much bigger crisis, which is the financial crisis. Not to downplay the health aspect at all. Although I do think it could be getting blown out of proportion and a bit of hysteria surrounding it. There's quite a bit of hysteria surrounding this whole event. Unlike something I've never seen. I was pretty young when Y2K happened, but man, this is pretty surreal what's going on right now. I said in my last video that I wanted to do some preps because the stock market was down so much, and I think everyone got the same idea because I went to the grocery store and hand sanitizer was gone, toilet paper was gone, bags of rice, canned food, all wiped out. It's pretty crazy what's going on with the supply chains, which is a concern, something I've been concerned with for a long time and known about for a while. There's only 3 days worth of food on the shelves if the trucks stop coming in. So that's why I think it's good to prepare and be stocked up on food storage. That's just being prudent and wise. So went and stocked up on more food. Yeah, getting prepared for the worst. A lot of people that I respect and follow have been calling for a greater depression to start a few years ago. A lot of them thought it would have already have started by now. And so it's kind of a miracle that we've gotten this far with the illusionary economy that we had. So yeah, it looks like Andreas Antonopoulos was right that COVID-19 is going to cause the start of the next financial crisis. That we talked about in the last video, and Bitcoin as well as precious metals did follow the stock market down. Everything was down huge a couple weeks ago. It's been about a little over 2 weeks since my last market update, and I've wanted to make a market update every day since, because these markets have been so volatile and crazy, and there's so much going on. But I just am making all these moves in my personal life and got a lot going on. It's hard to keep up. And And there's every time I wanted to say something, there's another video I wanted to listen to and research, and there's just so many people putting out amazing content right now covering what's going on, and we're going to get into that right now. So, did coronavirus pop the everything bubble? Is it the pin to that burst the everything bubble? And it's looking that way. A lot of people I like, though, and follow, think that there's going to be a huge comeback. But we'll get to that in a second. I think Chris Dwayne's video, all his most recent videos are really good. Go check them out. I'll link it in the description, but he was talking about this is like a tsunami moment where the tide's gone out and everyone's just going out picking up seashells, and this tidal wave, this just flood of liquidity, is just going to come wipe us all out. The hyperinflation. And a lot of people have been predicting this. Mike Maloney said we'd get deflation, then hyperinflation. And that's how these guys do it. I mean, there's that old Jefferson quote where they, first by deflation, then by inflation. So, yeah, folks, if this really is hyperinflation, and it seems that way. I mean, helicopter money, they just announced helicopter money. They're going to be buying everything in sight. As soon as the stock markets had their worst day since 1987, I mean, the markets have rebounded since my last market update, but the Dow hit a low of like 18,340. Essentially giving up all the gains since Trump took office, which was a massive amount of gains, But this could be them just letting some air out of the bubble. I'm not entirely convinced this is it. It seems that way. This does, like Bix Weir, Jeff Berwick, Chris Dwayne, Mike Maloney. A lot of people that I really like and respect think this is the start of, the financial crisis we've all, in the sound money, precious metal, cryptocurrency communities have been waiting for, or preparing for, I should say. Then there's other people I like who think the economy is going to rebound, like X22 report. And it's kind of a question if they can rebound, the economy, if it's going to happen before the flip of the switch, meaning the new currency that gets announced, or before. Sorry guys, that's a little loud. So yeah, like I said in Ding Dong, the Fed is dead, I think that Trump is outplaying the Fed, and I think we just saw more of that with Jerome Powell instantly slashing rates to zero, which is what Trump has been calling for all along. So now Trump can say that they acted too late, that he was telling them to lower interest rates and they didn't, and it wasn't until after the crisis already happened that Jerome Powell raised rates. But yeah, with the emergency powers enacted, due to this crisis, it makes it easier for Trump to just nationalize the Fed. And I'm hearing more and more and seeing more and more videos about people talking about the Treasury and the Fed merging and Trump nationalizing the Fed. And I really think that's what's coming. And I really think the United States is going back on a gold standard. People think perhaps Judy Shelton will become Fed chair, or that Trump can restructure the Fed in a way to where they, just basically have the Treasury take over the Fed. There'll be no more Fed chairman, and Trump or Mnuchin are the now Fed chairman. Yeah, I don't know. So is Trump going to follow in the footsteps of Andrew Jackson and destroy the bank? And he hangs that picture of Andrew Jackson behind him. I think, like X22 says, that's his one of his main goals is to get rid of the central bank. X22 is always saying that gold will bring down the central bank. And Jim Rickards has been saying we go back to gold standard, and that they would revalue gold up to $10,000 an ounce. Peter Schiff has been saying that for a long time, that we'll be going back to a gold standard. I mentioned in also in the Fed is Dead video that Tyler Jenks, before he passed away, even though I feel like he was a big believer in Bitcoin and thought Bitcoin would win out, in the end, he thought the gold standard would happen first. So will the digital dollar be a digital gold standard, or are they just going to come out with a digital dollar that isn't going to be backed by gold? And unbacked. Blockchain, fiat on the blockchain, Fed coin. I don't know how that would get anybody's trust or get anyone to go along with it. Or could it be Bitcoin that is instantly the new standard everyone goes to? I don't think so. I think Tyler Jenks is right. I think the countries, the nations of the world are going to try to take us back to gold. I'm not in favor of a gold standard. Mike Maloney's right. Gold standards suck. Chris Duane has also done a lot of good work on this. The market should decide what money is, not governments. And that's one of my biggest gripes with Trump and the plan. Although I have to kind of put my ideology aside and think, perhaps maybe there is a way to do a smooth transition and, save millions of lives. And if I was in that position of power, if I had the chance to save millions of lives, would I try? I don't know, I kind I'm of the belief that you can never centrally plan an economy to success or prosperity. So anything Trump or anyone tries to do would just have unintended consequences. And this is being generous, and if there's not something more sinister involved. Like Chris Wayne thinks, he's a Rothschild puppet because of Wilbur Ross, and there might be something more sinister going on with Trump. But I don't think so. I'm more of the mindset of Big Swear and X22. I do think there's this battle going on between these two, and also Bitcoin Ben, between these two groups of people. Like Bitcoin Ben calls them the nationalists and the globalists. Biggs calls them the good guys and the bad guys. There is a plan. It works. A couple different plans. And two groups are trying to have their plan be the plan. So we'll see how this all pans out. And one thing I'm certain is politicians don't let a crisis go to waste. So they're gonna try to use this crisis to their advantage. And so us as citizens need to be rational and not make decisions out of fear or panic. And we need to keep an eye on our liberties. And we need to come together and support one another once this social distancing thing ends. I think, building a community and getting around family and friends, and like Chris Dwayne is always talking about real friends, real wealth, real skills. The real friends part is going to be crucial. Reaching out to people, country cousins now, people who are maybe in more rural areas, and reestablishing that connection isn't a bad idea. And getting those coordinates down, getting all your preparations, getting ready to hunker down. If your family doesn't believe in Bitcoin or silver, cryptos or precious metals, maybe getting some for them or food for them wouldn't be a bad idea. So I really think it's an urgent time to, at least I'm trying to urge my friends and family to take a serious look at this and make this a priority, as something for them to educate themselves on quickly. Because I don't tell people what to do, but I like to share the information I've learned. So, most of my friends and family have heard me talk about this for some time, and some of them have acted, and some of them haven't, and I just want them all to be protected and safe. So anyway, I hope there's a flip of the switch plan at work where the Greater Depression can be inverted, and it can, there cannot be lots of chaos and death and starvation. But if they're able to pull that off, that would be nothing short of a miracle from my point of view, because America has lived far beyond its means for so long, and it's just going to be hard for people to adjust after living the lifestyles they've been living for so long to the new reality. So that's why community is so key. So yeah, I feel like Trump is playing the Fed. He's also isn't going to outsmart the media here for causing panic and hysteria. But I'm going to get more into that in my next video. I'm going to be talking about YouTube and Google censorship, and as well as the death of the legacy media and all the propaganda going on there. But yeah, I think Trump is kind of winning the immigration argument now since the start of this. I also think he can use this crisis to unify the people and expose the media as being divisive. And, he already goes around the media via Twitter, but I think he can use the emergency broadcast system to talk directly to the people, to make any big announcements as far as the change of currency when that happens. So check out, if you want to kind of get a balanced opinion on what's going on, I feel like for the people thinking that this is the start of the Greater Depression, Mike Maloney, Dick Swear, Chris Twain, and Jeff Berwick are some good people to check out. And then some good channels for talking about the reset, the coming reset, would be like X22 Report, The Bearable Bull, which brings me to a little bit to XRP, and I'm going to be doing a video on XRP and Ripple, and could XRP play a role in this coming flip of the switch? I've been hearing people call them CBDCs, central bank digital currencies. Will all the central bank digital currencies run on Ripple, on XRP? So that's what Bearable Bull thinks, and it seems like a lot of the XRP community realize what's going on with Trump and the coming nationalizing of the Fed and the return to the gold standard. So I'm seeing a lot of that coming from the XRP community, and that can be so. So I'll be doing a video on XRP and Ripple really soon. I like Chico Crypto a lot, and I watched his video on Ripple, and he's not a fan of them at all, and he exposes all their everything what's wrong with that from his point of view. But if it is part of this solution now, like Big says, it might not work. Like the reset theory, that they'll be able to just get our trust again and just kind of flip the switch and get everyone's trust. He doesn't think that's going to work. There's no need for trust now that we have Bitcoin and blockchain technology. So, governments are going to have to compete with one another to be more respectful of everyone's privacy. And I think, everyone's data and voting and a lot of things are going to happen over the blockchain, and a lot of government things are going to happen in a much more open and transparent way. And the need for trust is pretty much gone now with the invention of blockchain technology. So, all that being said, if Trump is able to reverse the economy or pull off a flip of the switch, and issue a new currency, and then everything goes back to being really good, then he's going to definitely win the election. Despite everything that's going on, I still think he's going to win the election. And yeah, I think he's going to bail out the people this time. He's probably going to bail out the corporations too, but I think everyone's going to get a bailout. This is all part of print as much money as possible to blow up the system theory that Vic Swear has. Like, this is the maxing out of the credit card before the bankruptcy. Will we all be getting checks, or will we all be downloading a wallet and getting airdrops? I mean, I'm already hearing videos from Trump saying, mailing checks is an antiquated way of distributing the money. And Steve Mnuchin appointed former chief legal officer at Coinbase, Brian Brooks, to the U.S. office of the OCC, the Office of Comptroller of the Currency. Sorry, it's hard for me to say that. So, yeah, he's the second in command there. So, and he's the one who started USDC on Coinbase. So he knows about a lot about stable coins. So, another thing I wanted to talk about is a creepy video from the FDIC begging everyone to keep their money in an FDIC insured bank. It's like they were begging people not to take out their money. These are very serious issues and very serious times. So I hope everyone's being safe and seriously stocking up on food, preparations, beans and bullets and bullion. And, and practicing skills that'll help you in a world where we can't just get whatever we want imported from China, and we're dealing with just our local communities. And cutting out toxic people from your life and reconnecting with family and friends who you love and really have your back, That's why I like Chris Blaine so much, because I do think there is a plan, but I don't trust the plan. And I do think there are some good guys out there that are very powerful, but I'm not going to wait for them to come save me. So we gotta start preparing mentally, spiritually. Think about relocating if you're in a major metropolitan area. If things get hairy, I'm here in Salt Lake, and Utah isn't as bad because there's a lot of LDS people here who practice preparedness, and a lot of families have food storage in Utah. But Salt Lake is very densely populated, and I can see things getting pretty rowdy out here. So I'm considering, I got the bug out bag ready, let's just say that. And I'm more prepared to hunker down and if things get bad. I'm hoping this flip of the switch can happen and the smooth transition can happen. I just really think that would be a miracle if A, if there are good guys, and B, if they can actually pull it off. So definitely, like Chris Blaine says, don't expect anyone to come save you. prepare. Only you can save you. And I'm not coming from any high place when I say that. I've got a lot of self-work and personal development I'm doing myself. So, yeah. So I think some positives that could come from the coronavirus is this can open up some discussions on immunity and health and hygiene. Also, I think this can exposing the supply chain problem, like I mentioned. And now is a good time to support your local businesses. Your local mom and pop businesses. Go on their websites, order from their websites. Order curbside pickup from your favorite local restaurant. And then once things come back and social distancing isn't such we don't need to practice social distancing because of the virus, then getting to your farmer's market and meeting your local people who grow food in your area, craftsmen in your area, that welders, people who know vitals, carpenters, plumbers, electricians, people who know vital skills. Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm gonna line up some interviews right away because I have some amazing opportunities to talk to you guys about, as well as I think some real positive people who could bring an amazing vibe to the channel, and I can't wait for that. One is Burnell Washburn. So like I was saying, shout out to my man Burnell Washburn. He's a musical genius behind all the beats that I put in these videos. So check him out. I'll put the links to all his platforms below, but he's pretty much everywhere. iTunes, YouTube, SoundCloud, Instagram. Check him out. I'm definitely going to be trying to get him on the show, as well as Marcel Braun, to talk about his amazing Project 33 coins, and he's radiating that positive energy as well. Stay tuned for some amazing interviews with some awesome people with relevant things to say about what's going on right now. So, also, I forgot to mention precious metals and cryptos. Silver is $14 this morning and 1 cent. Gold is $1,587. And for the cryptos, Bitcoin is $6,278. Ethereum is $132. And Litecoin is $39. And Ravencoin is $0.0150. So down, all of them down substantially since my last market update, but they were down a lot more than they are now. They've actually rebounded quite a bit. Stock market was down and has rebounded a bit too. I noticed there were several days where the market was down substantially, but cryptos and gold and silver were up. So I think you're starting to see them decouple. Although if we see another big leg down in the stock market, I wouldn't be surprised if cryptos go down further. But I think we've seen the bottom in cryptos and gold and silver, and I don't think we've seen the bottom of the stock market, so I don't know. Who's to say? But it's nice to see them decoupling and not moving completely in lockstep. Also, you're starting to see the price of the physical metal decouple from the spot price, especially with silver. Premiums are extremely high. A lot of products are out of stock. At my local coin dealer, it costs about $7 over spot just for generic rounds and 100-ounce bars. And you're paying like $10 over spot for eagles. So keep an eye on the physical market. on eBay and your local coin dealer and the online dealers, what it costs to get the physical, and we'll see if this is just like a bottleneck or an actual shortage. And anyway, thanks everybody for watching, sending you all good vibes, and hope everyone's preparing and using this time to get prepared. So love you all, have a good one, peace. So here's some of the Project 33 coins I was talking about that made by Marcel Braun. I thought these ones have some appropriate messages for what's going on right now. Purge the fear, amplify compassion to eliminate fear, and an alternative is possible. And then I think if times get rough and we need a barter, things like constitutional silver, pre-64 quarters and dimes be crucial. I obviously love Silver Shield and what Chris Dwayne is doing. These privately minted silver rounds are really close to spot and have beautiful artwork on them. This one's one of my favorites, sculpted by Heidi Wastweet. And then I think it's important that if you're into cryptocurrencies that you get one of these hardware wallets, like a Trezor or a Ledger, and take, I would recommend you look into cold storage if you want to hold your cryptos for the long term. Like I don't give financial advice, but if you want to protect and actually take ownership of the cryptocurrencies you think you own when you have them on exchanges, you actually gotta get something like this, or you could just use a computer or generate a paper wallet with a computer if you know what you're doing. But for most people, these hardware wallets work great. So get your ledgers, get your silver, and get your community currencies if that's something you're into. Again, not financial advice, but yeah, that's what I'm doing. Anyway, hope everyone has a great day. See ya.